Welcome. Little change of scenery. I'm finally back at my house after going to the mountain for a few days. Love that. And if you missed day one and day two, and maybe someone tagged you or shared this series with you and you're just catching day three, I'll just do a super quick intro. I'm Xtina Harmsworth. This is day three of a live masterclass series. Typically, I do these types of things inside of a private Facebook community. Actually, nearly every single month, I create a free, we call it a masterclass, but really it could be anything from like business practices to emotional intelligence work, conflict resolution work, just the big things that have helped me to get from point A to point where I am today. And I share them with my community. So if you're joining live, say hi in the comments. I see Dana Winand already. Hello, welcome, lady. Yeah, so typically I do these kind of behind the scenes. I have a private Facebook community called the XMH Empire. There's maybe like 1.2K members inside of that space. And I'm so grateful to be able to just build community around really beautiful principles. And that's usually where I'm hanging out when I do these types of pieces of content, which are free. I believe in something called equitable pricing because my entrepreneurial journey started with a lot of free content. So when I say equitable pricing, what I mean by that is like I try to create spaces for people at every price level, including free, because that has been invaluable to me when the people who I consider to be the greats of different industries will create content pieces that inform and inspire me. I still, to this day, I tap into free content, even as a multi seven-figure earner online. And so with that being said, I think it's a beautiful piece of what we as entrepreneurs can do for our communities is to really pay it forward and inspire and inform and just be pillars at a free price tag. So I do this every month. And this month when I went to go promote the masterclass, I got a very clear divine nudge. Like, we're not doing this in the free community this time. We're doing it live. We're going to do it on Instagram. We're going to do it live on Facebook. It's also posted to our YouTube channel for the world. So whenever you find this, if you catch it today, welcome. I see I see our two Danas. Hi. I see Priscilla. I see Monica. I see Nicole. Thank you guys so much for sharing too. I've seen your shares. Thank you so much. So much. But yeah, whether you're catching it live today or whether you find this on the replay, I just want to say, whenever you get this information, it's the right time for you. There's already 2 days chock full of content that's really for a broad audience. It's not specific to entrepreneurs. It's part of the evolutionary journey of who I've become, and I chose to share it. Today, though, is going to be directed a little bit more towards people who are serious about self-development, the journey of unfolding the soul, which I speak with my clients about that behind the scenes. I say this because when you hear the word wealth, it's so much more than money. Like, can we agree to be wealthy means so much more than money? We all know you can be rich and unhappy. You can be like fluid in your bank account and have bad relationships or poor health, right? So when I say wealth, I mean so much more than just money. Money is one piece. And for a lot of people, it seems like the most urgent piece because it seems like it solves problems. But what I have personally found is like money is a resource and a tool that ultimately helps us to unfold the soul. Can we all agree that if you're short on money, it's hard to have enjoyment and really unfold your identity? Right? Like, how do you know what you like if you can't afford it? How do you know whether you like Paris or Belgium if you can't afford to go there and find out? How do you know whether you like modern brutalist or mid-century modern architecture if you don't have time to study the two of them? How do you know whether you like shiatsu or a Swedish massage if you can't fucking afford to try them out? How do you know whether you like the best steak in the restaurant or if you prefer your chicken salad? Like, money is a resource that allows you to unfold your taste, unfold artistry, unfold personal expression. How do you know if your life is art, whether you prefer to wear like casuals and like neutrals, or if you love to wear like really flashy things if you can't afford to try it out? I see money as like not just a statement of like, oh, this is my bank balance, but I see it as a currency that allows you full expression and to find out what you're really made to do here. And I think that money seems like the most pressing and urgent thing to people because whether they've ever thought about it in those terms, there is a disconnect. They're like, well, if I just had more money, I could dot, dot, dot. So there is truth in the urgency of money. And so a lot of people find my work because they want more money. In terms of that, in the last 24 hours, I've had some of the most incredible pieces of client feedback ever. One of them came in this morning from a client that I tend to keep my clients anonymous unless they tell me, celebrate me publicly, you know. But I got just a voice memo from one of my dear clients this morning that she was like, I don't have anyone else to tell this to who doesn't take it like I'm being braggadocious. But in the last 24 hours, I've written, I think she told me it was $108,000 in business. She told me her first year in business, it took her the whole year to get 78,000. I don't know if money was what brought her into my space, but a lot of people hear things like this and they're like, yeah, I will come work with you because I want more money. And like, it blew my mind because this particular client came in, you know, shooting for $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. This last month, she was shooting for a $50,000 a month, and then she did $100,000 in a day. She told me this morning, I know I'm one of your quieter clients. I know I don't take up a bunch of space in the mastermind, but I listen in between all of my stuff. And I want to tell you the things that you teach are not just for online entrepreneurs. This is for the person who's at a 250,000 and trying to get to 400 and 500K a year. And it was so interesting to hear that. But often these are the reasons people come to work with me because they see that I have a super healthy relationship with money. I'm a magnet for money. I love business and I'm actively building business. I don't teach and coach from a place of um, what I sometimes see in the industry, which is like people who have gotten to a certain level of success and they stop taking big risks anymore. Tell me, raise of hands if you've ever been mentored by someone who you can tell they're really comfortable. Money is so interesting like that. It's like you get to a certain level of money and you can tell the person is like chilling. Have you ever noticed that in certain mentors? You can tell that fire inside of them, it's not blazing anymore. It's like more of like a calm, consistent flame. And it can be really grounded to be mentored with someone like that, who's like in their flow phase, they're in their feminine energy lean back phase, they're in their chill phase, they're in their like, I'm just enjoying life phase. And like, that is one energy. However, like that's not the season I'm in. And so I think that some of our clients really, they like that aspect of like, they know that I'm in it with them. I'm actively taking risks. Like I'm actively like building audience. I'm still in audience growth mode. I'm taking risk. I'm doing the things that I don't see some of my mentors doing. It's okay. They're chill. They got what they wanted, it seems like. And so people come into my world, they come into spaces like Locked and Loaded and the different masterminds that I have because they can sense that there's a frequency of money there. Dana said, I perceive you to be chill. Oh my God. Dana, if you could just like swap bodies with me. I was up last night. So I took this little getaway. I went over to the Westin where we're hosting Clear to Soar this summer. The feelings in my body, there's a resonance of like terror. There's a resonance of doing 365 days of reels and like putting my voice out there. It's been like a spiritual journey in the biggest way. It has expanded me. It has pushed on my upper limits. It has taken me beyond capacity. I don't find myself to be chill. I wish you could swap and you could feel it. It's a lot to feel. Building something insane, building something that's legacy and that lasts and that has impact beyond my own family. There are so many feelings. There are so many sensations that the human body has to hold. And this is, I believe, what has taken me to where I am currently in business and why we have things like our swag, the XMH swag hat that says happy, healthy, wealthy. When I first saw an idea for this, I saw a sweatshirt that just said wealthy on it. And I was like, that's an interesting sweatshirt. Like, that's an interesting way that people would frame themselves or their lives. And as I thought about it, I was like, no, it has to say happy, healthy. Because wealth is so much more than money. What I find is people come to me for money, but I want to address the whole entrepreneur, the whole ass human. It's a holistic approach to business. So if you're live right now, can you write holistic, HOLISTIC, holistic approach to business? Holistic. Meaning I don't just teach business strategy, although not to brag, but I'm fucking amazing at it. However, I've just come to this place where I realize if you have money and you don't have health, if your emotional intelligence is meow and you can't handle having all the sensations in your body that come with business growth, you're in trouble. It's not sustainable. And so the last couple of years, especially because we've done about $2 million just since I became a mom. I want to say our brand is around $3 million as a brand right now, give or take, maybe 100K. Last time I checked. But if you are building brand and you're on the entrepreneurial path, it doesn't make sense to build something in a way that can't be sustained. It doesn't make sense to like run like a mad person and then fizzle out. Dana, that's amazing. Dana's watching live. She said, literally standing on this vibration plate thing right now to get my body movement in and also trying to type. Amazing. Amazing. So this is why the last couple of days I brought very, very abstract and kind of out there concepts into the conversation, because this is the kind of stuff that I talk about behind the scenes. You see a lot of myself and my peers leading with, income milestones and how much money we're making and what we're doing in business. But there's also like a curtain that seems like it's drawn where it's like, come behind the paywall and then you can be part of the conversation. And this is why, I've had this desire to really make equitable pricing a thing. And so today I actually want to pull that curtain back a little bit. I want there to be more transparency around what I do and what my peers are doing in the industry who don't show you behind the curtain, which is okay. That's their vibe. They can do whatever they want. This is the thing about the coaching industry. It's unregulated. So people can lead themselves in their business however the fuck they want. It's their thing. And also, as I'm finding my voice and doing 365 days of reels, I'm finding this is my thing. I want there to be transparency. I want you to be able to see what you're buying. I want to pull back the curtain. I want to show you what there is with equitable pricing in mind. So that there's ways for you to activate at every price point. Does that sound fair? If you're cool with that, type in the comments, pull back the curtain. This is some of the stuff that I think is being challenged in my industry, the self-development space right now. There are people that have landing pages 5 miles long that tell you every detail of everything that you're buying. And then there's a lot of people who really just, they give you limited details and there's a lot of hype around how much money they've made. And you don't know what you're buying. So, number one, that's nervous system dysregulating because you feel a super high level of risk around the purchase. It's like, I just have a feeling that I need this, which is fear of missing out. And that's part of the mysteriousness. That's like a marketing tactic. It's like, I make a shit ton of money. Trust me, buy my thing. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll find out once you're in. And a lot of people market this way and they're a beast. Like they're incredible at what they do. And for quite a minute, I marketed this way because I'm like, I know the value of what I have. Like, you're dumb not to buy it. That was like my MO. That's a lot of ego though. And I've really realized that for me, I purchased a lot of programs, coaching, et cetera, not knowing what I was buying. It was highly dysregulating for me. And I always 10x my investments. That's just a personal standard, whether I like it or not, whether I like the content or not, whether I end up loving the coach or mentor or not, I can still respect them. And I still go in and get what I came there for. So this is a really important principle and a really important mindset for you to take on. We're all adults. So if you buy something and then you're pissed off at the mentor, that's the easiest thing that you can be. And why don't we just really reclaim our own power and say, whether this was a smart idea for me to buy this or not, I can still respect the mentor. I can still find value in it, or I can exit peacefully. Yeah. That's the way that I treat mentorship. And to be very, very clear, I've had the most incredible mentors in the world, bar none. So I teach in principles. And so I'm gonna drop a couple things here for you. The self-development journey, the how I became a person that can create $1 million in revenue inside of a year, the type of person that can be vulnerable, open, take risks. Our family is currently going for a wild and crazy goal of legacy impact and also financial, happiness. And it's far beyond $1 million a year. So I have incredible goals. You won't see me stopping anytime soon. I'm right in it with my clients. I'm actively building. And that being said, my self-development journey, it seems like it had a few layers to it. Can I tell you the layers? Because where I am right now is about 10 years into my self-development journey. And a typical person coming into my sphere of influence, I see them at different sections of their self-development journey. They're at a different layer. Can I tell you the layers? Before I pull back the curtain on everything, I want to tell you the layers that I witness. Layer number one, or phase number one, is when people recognize that they literally have like muck in their cup. So if you're alive right now, write muck in the cup, muck in the cup, muck in the cup. That's the first layer. This might land if you watch day one or day two and you're just like, yeah, I got a lot of that stuff going on. Or you listened to me talking and you're like, she's an alien from outer space. How do you even become a person who thinks like that? I'm just over here trying to survive. Or maybe it was activating for you to hear me talk about, the amount of money that we've created and the generational stuff that I've gone through and the healing work and being able to go to a hotel for several days. Like I literally took off for days to go what I call to the mountain and get away from the busy because I wanted to listen in and literally hear and make sense of what was going on. And for some people, just witnessing someone go do that can either be super inspiring, which some of my girlfriends are like, you freaking inspired me. Like, I'm going to go book some time away too. And I was like, yes. And I also realized that it can be really activating where you're like, yeah, fuck her. Must be nice to go sit in a fucking hotel. Listen, it's okay. I have my own share of those feelings sometimes when I see people. I'm like, must be nice, right? That's our little girl being activated. So no matter what you think of me, you might have realized just by listening to day one or day two that there's some muck in your cup. That is phase one. Just realizing that your cup that you've been walking around with, your happy cup. By the way, I'm going to draw a name for one of these today. Does anybody want it? If you shared the videos, anything, the branding, we're going to pull a name today. We're also going to pull a name for the wealthy hat and $555 cashola. So fun. Okay. So you've been walking around with this cup and it looks so pretty from the outside. We're all good at making ourselves look good on the outside, are we not? We can clean up real nice. But you might have realized watching day one or day two that you have water in your cup, but you got a whole bunch of muck in your cup. And you took a crack in there and you took a peek and you're like, dang it. Dang it. I may have some work to do. That's phase one. Self-awareness, muck in the cup. Seeing people who are in their self-development journey and they've developed themselves a little bit will show you the muck in your cup. This is why I always try to put 1% information in my mind because it shows me places where there could be some muck in my cup. That's a Southern thing, just by the way. I know that's poor grammar. We say there could. We add words. There could be some muck in your cup, okay? Phase number one, self-awareness. You could have some muck in your cup, okay? Phase two. Phase two is doing what you did the last 3 days. Listening in to 1%er content. I call it flushing out the muck. Here's the vibe. If you had a cup of water and somebody had just dumped, a good handful of mud in there, some muck. Now you got a cup of muck. It's not super effective to grab a spoon from your kitchen and start trying to get the sediment out piece by piece. Why? Because the water in your cup, that's all the good stuff. You're not just muck. Contrary to the self-development industry, you have a lot of good in there. But when you go always fishing for what's wrong with you, so you're fishing with a spoon and you're trying to lift the muck out, you're also just you're self-accusing, you're taking out the good stuff, you're lifting out a bunch of clean water with that muck. And so instead of always going after what's wrong with you and trying to like, oh my gosh, I just need to focus on what's wrong with me and pinpoint what's wrong with me. And God, there's something wrong with me. This idea that something's always wrong with you is literally what the codependency in the self-development industry is living and thriving off of. This is why people are addicted to more and more coaching. This is why people buy mentorship, not out of desire, but thinking that they're fucked up. Is because they just are so consumed with hunting for the muck. People do this with religion, they do this with faith, they do this with self-development, they do this with medicine journeys. It's like it's like being what's that word when you think you're sick all the time but you're not? What is that word? It's like a medical term. It's like that for your soul. Do you know what I mean? So this is something that I'm noticing in the personal development space and in people's personal development journey is that they've gotten to phase number one, a hypochondriac. That's the word. I'm going to use that in like 2 seconds. So we have phase number one where you realize that there's some muck in your cup and people get stuck in phase one. Then they become like a hypochondriac of the soul. And they're like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. And they just go hunting for what's wrong with them all day long. And I'm like, oh my God, like you have a lot of good stuff in there too. Why don't we just add more good? So phase two in my world is I don't want to be a hypochondriac about my self-development. I don't want to be so focused on what's wrong with me all the time. I want to assume something is right with me sometime, right? Oh. And instead, here's what we're going to do. We are just going to flush the muck. Finding excellent 1%er content and coaches and leaders and influences that just they're constantly giving you 1% content. It's like taking a watering can and instead of going like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? You just take that information and you literally just pour. Imagine if I had a watering can or a pitcher in my hand and I just started pouring clean water in here at a high pressure. Eventually all the muck in the bottom is going to have to shoot to the top. And about a little bit of time, you end up with pretty damn near clean water. Can you picture it? It's like if you're planting flowers and you have a little potter that's got water and a little bit of sediment in the bottom, and you just blast a bunch more water in there, the sediment comes out. So layer two or phase two of what I think is a super healthy self-development journey is not always hunting for what the hell's wrong with you, but just inundating yourself with more right thinking. Inundating yourself with healing and body movement and assuming that things are clearing out. They say with the brain, like experts on the brain, right? They say that 60% of your thoughts are called ANTs. They're called automated negative thinking. And it's like, it's just your thoughts from the day before. So if you change the thought today, and you just put some correct stuff in there, We all know that, like, we came, if you watched yesterday, you know that you came in here with a backpack on that has your ancestors' stuff in it. It has your old church beliefs in it. It has your high school teachers' beliefs in it. It has your parents' beliefs in it. It has society's beliefs in it, right? So you've got a bunch of stuff in there. You got some muck in your cup. Everybody does. So if you know that there's some muck in your cup, instead of being like, oh my God, I'm just so fucked up, like you take the 1% thoughts and you dump them in. Your cup is going to come clean because your mind is literally rehearsing a different way of thinking. So phase 2, what I consider flushing out the muck, inundating yourself with 1% thinking, I literally spent like about a decade doing that. I have a lot of muck and some codependency and some lies and playing whack-a-mole with the negativity. I had a lot of that until one day I was just like, you know what? I actually have a lot of good in there. And I started to realize that I had poured so much good information. My clients will tell you there have been seasons of my life where I have what I call a new tape playing because I had a lot of muck in my cup, right? It's all good. We all do. So I would turn on thought leaders in the terms of like podcasts, free YouTube accounts, paid mentors that I had paid, courses that I had bought, seminars that I would go to, in-person conferences, recordings of in-person conferences. And there have been seasons of my life, long seasons, where like I tap into something for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. You can just bet, as my grandma June would say, you can bet your bippy that if I was in the shower, I was listening to something. If I was out on a walk, I was either in the silence so I could hear through my own clear channel, or I was just reprogramming what was going on upstairs. I sleep with this stuff on because I want to just refine and tune in. Normal. Flush. You flush the muck out of your cup. Please, for the love of God, like stop assuming everything is wrong with you and just give your mind the opportunity to think different thoughts. Your behaviors and your habits and even your body habits have a lot to do with repeat thinking. It's the thoughts that you think every day and you rehearse every day that become your behaviors in your life. And with saying that, if you want to change your automated negative thinking, flush your mind and your soul with something else, something life-giving, something different. Flush it. So instead of being so concerned with the muck, just literally be concerned with flushing in clean, life-giving water. Can you just make that the goal? Not even flush the muck. We don't want that to even be the goal. It's like, just fill me up with clean, life-giving water. Just fill me up. Yes. Oh my God, Monica, that's so beautiful. She said, I have you and other 1% in my ears all the time. It used to be music all the time. And her baby tries to tell her to change it to music in the car. That's so funny. Ah, yeah, my kids know my mentor's name too. They'd be like, who's that? Yep. Okay. Layer number 3 that you're going to get to. There's going to come a day when you have been just flushing your mind with like the things that you want to think, the things you want to focus on. And there comes a day when you realize that your cup is clean. You might catch a little sediment in there, here and there, but you got a lot of fresh, life-giving water up in that cup. And I would call layer number 3, clear channel. Clear channel, flow. Clear channel. One of the most beautiful favors that my mentors have done for me over the last couple of years is like, yes, I've listened to a butt ton of content, but it really developed in me the trust in my own clear channel. After about, 10 years of just a lot of flush and bringing in fresh wind of life, fresh breath of life, fresh water, it's like you wake up one day and you're like, damn, I'm pretty freaking amazing. And you're able to like discern. People talk about having discernment, but like discernment drops in. You hear from who I'm just going to say God. That's a broad word. You might call it source. You might call it Jesus. You might call it your ancestors. You might call it angels. I think it's a mix of all of it. But you'll hear intuitively and you will know, I didn't make that up. That was a directive. You will just discern. You'll know. You'll have certainty because your channel's clear. You don't have the negative thoughts fighting your destiny. It's just, that dropped in, intuitive hit, we're doing it. And when you have a clear channel, you literally have this ability to listen because you don't have the crazy thoughts coming in left, right, and center. You can tune in to God, source, divine directive. You can hear the nudges easier. You can sense easier. And I want to tell you, this is available to everyone. I know that some people want to act like they have a corner on channeling or a corner on truth or a corner on wealth. But I want to say everyone can do these layers. This is literally the gift of being alive at this time. We can all have a self-development journey and go this route. It's available to everyone. And phase number 3, you're going to get to a place where you're like, oh yeah, I definitely got a divine download there. Right place, right time, right person. I know what I'm supposed to do. I get these now about who I hire as mentors. In the past, I used to feel the nudge and then the negative thoughts would come in. Oh my God, are they a witch? Am I going to go to hell? What if I hire this person and I go down a dark path? And I would be like, I felt the nudge, but I'd be like, God, should I work with this person? And it was always like, yes, like that's why you want to do it. It was so interesting. I always got the divine yes, but my negative thinking would get in the way. And now, like when I get the nudge, I just go freaking buy it. I'm like, yep, my channel's clear. I'm not confused. I have discernment. And if the discernment isn't crystal clear, I just wait a day. And I know whether it's a yes or a no, because I'm either like, oh, I feel like I'm missing an opportunity, or it's like, oh, that really wasn't that important to me. I want to encourage you to think about this and how you buy things. A, self-trust. B, like, if you wait a day and you're still thinking about it, just ask. But if you have a lot of mental chatter, questioning, that's a sign you still got some clearing to do. Pour some fresh water up in there, baby. Okay. So phase 3 is like clear channel and flow. I truly sense that I can literally walk around, and this has been happening for, I would say, since about 2019, 2018, 2019, but I can just literally walk out in nature and I'll get a 6-figure business idea and it drops into my head out of thin air. The channel's pretty freaking clear. And even with that being the case, I'm going to take you to point number 4. So think about that. It's 2023 right now, and I have had a really freaking clear channel since like 2018. Ability to hear from the divine, real easy. If I just tap in, it's there. That was 5 years. And in that 5 years, watch this. This is layer number 4. Layer number 4 is mentorship from desire. Write that down. Phase 4 is mentorship from desire. Greater impact and legacy. So my channel started getting super freaking clear. And when I say channel, I mean my connection to the divine, my ability to listen and hear and know for sure, and ask again if I had any chatter. Since 2018, when I started really getting a lot of divine downloads, I still spent $250,000 plus on mentorship. But it was from desire. Not FOMO, not fear of missing out, not out of thinking I was stupid and somebody else was so much better than me, not out of outsourcing my power and just wishing somebody would tell me what to do, not out of begging someone else to make decisions for me so that I could blame them when it didn't work out, which is what a lot of people do with churches, and what a lot of people do with religion, and what a lot of people do with the medical industry, and what a lot of people do with coaches. They just hand over their autonomy and say, somebody tell me what to do. And then they do what people say, and then their shit still isn't straight. And then they're like, it's their fault. I listened. Welcome, Daphne, by the way. So phase 4 is, you're gonna have the watering can season, and you can actually tell what season you're in right now. If you're in season 1 where you're like, I just realized I got a bunch of freaking muck in my cup and it's time to do the work. Who's in phase 1? There's some of you who are like, oh, I'm in my watering can season. I'm freaking reprogramming my mind every day. Watering can, watering can, watering can. Get out the automated negative thinking, right? Who's there? Who's in their watering can season? There are some of you who are in like a season 3, which you're like, I've been watering my can for a long time and I got a lot of richness in there. I even have richness to give out of that overflow. My channel is clear. Oh, someone's buying stuff. Okay. Where's that? Or you're in point 4 where you're like, yeah, I have a really clear channel. I still water myself because I desire it. I'm now in the stage of massive impact, building wealth, getting mentored because I want it, not because I'm afraid, not because I think I'm stupid, not because I'm outsourcing my power. Right? Phase 4, in my opinion, is where I'm at. I realize that there is a phase 5 and a phase 6 and a phase 7. There's going to be greater wealth, greater impact, greater legacy. But I'm at a place where thank you. People are buying stuff. I'm shut off my notifications. Thank you. Fuck yes, more please. Right? Where I realize that my impact and my legacy are just going to forever grow. Because my channel is clear. I'm not doing coaching relationships out of codependency. It's just out of desire and out of like a fuck yes, more please, more impact beyond my family. I want to have the most incredible health, wealth, emotional intelligence, body, family, everything. And now it's like when I buy mentorship or when I make investments, it's about a more please energy. That's where I'm at. So what number are you? There's no wrong answer. If you're at number 1, you're great. Newbie energy doesn't scare me. All the 1s are welcome. All the 2s are welcome. All the 2/3s are welcome. All the 4s are welcome. You're all welcome in my world. Just as a fun gauge. Okay. So if you're at one stage and you want to get to another, this is what I would say. I'm going to pull back the curtain on our offers and what it is like to be inside of our community, because here's what I think. I've done a ton of the work over the years of self-development, unfolding my soul, finding wealth. I've done a lot of it virtually, and virtual is a beautiful option. Honestly, the events of 2020 was some of the biggest gifts of my life. And I think it was a huge gift for some people because it helped us to know what's real and what's fake and what we really want. Right? For some people, it created silence and solitude. For some people, it was really hard. And I want to honor that too. But for me, like since 2020, I've just gotten crystal clear about what matters to me. And I did a lot of virtual work in terms of getting mentored and developing my own channel, developing my connection to the divine. So a lot of the work that I offer with people, it is virtual because we do need community. We do need to know when we're in the corners of our houses that there are other people in the world who think like us and they're on the same path. And so I've built amazing community with our clients around the world that is 365 days a year. And I'm going to show you that. So there's places in my world that you can tap in virtually 24/7. There's stuff that runs all year round that hasn't had a good spotlight on it just because I'm busy behind the scenes deliverables and just doing the thing. So I'm going to show you that today. The second thing that I want to talk about is there's a type of person that they go beyond the virtual work. Now, especially since what happened in 2020, there has been such a desire for people to see each other in person. And now that things have really opened up around the world, I just see this urgency for people to commune again, to see each other in person, to like hug a real body. Do you know the feeling when you're like with a friend and you're laughing and you laugh and you like tap their leg? You're just like, oh my God. And like you put your hand on their leg or like you stick your head on their shoulder or whatever. And you're just like, God, that's amazing, right? Or like sitting next to your friend and like clinking a cheers or whatever. That feeling of knowing that you're not alone in this journey and you're not virtual, but you like have humans. It's that. There's a different breed of people that attend things like conferences and retreats. And I can say this because I've been to like probably 75 or more conferences and retreats in my adult life on my self-development journey. I was an avid conference goer. I now host conferences and retreats because there is a certain type of person that's like, no, I've been talking to these people behind the scenes and on the internet, and I want to freaking meet them in person. I want to shake their hand. I want to hug them. I want to sit next to them. I want to have the real connection. I want them as my friends. It's a different breed. And I will say, the people in my life today who are my best friends and my closest people, I met them at conferences. And I got my husband at a conference. My closest friends, conference. A lot of my most treasured clients, conference. People that will leave their hometown, leave their environment, go up to the mountain, meaning get out of their normal environment, put themselves in a place where they can laser focus, okay, and be there in person and fully immerse in a personal transformation. Those are a different breed of people. When I would say almost whenever I have a mentor that puts on a conference, I fucking buy a ticket. I want to go meet them. I want to tell them what they did for my life. I want to see the other people that are into this type of work. I want to make friends. I want to inundate my mind with other 1% thinkers like me. Does anyone else notice this? Like some of your best people, they came from the personal development space or they came from conferences because they just get it. They get what you're doing, right? So there's the virtual option, which I'm not mad at. I do it all the time. I still do it. I've done it for years. I've offered it for years, and our virtual community is the vibe. And then there's also like alien level, and that's the live events, my retreats, my conferences, etc. Different types of folks. They're all great people, right? So I want to pull the curtain back on the options. I've got Jessie live with me. She is our client care director of, I want to say, like 4 years. She's been our executive assistant for our team, our family, incredible human being. And she's here with me today. And we're going to screen share a couple things for you. The first thing, Jessie, can I request, will you first go to Clear to Soar? Jessie's going to screen share in a minute because I've been talking here and there about our conference that's coming up. It's called Clear to Soar. And I want to go a little bit deep on this with you today to show you what it is. If you're that person who has a pretty busy life, you have a lot going on, you know that it would be better for you to like take a break and get away, go meet people in person, fully immerse yourself into an experience. We have not put on an event of this magnitude literally since pre-2020. We haven't done a ballroom style event in a long time. We've kept things super intimate, retreat style with our clients. And I felt a very clear call to create a space to do really intentional emotional work, spiritual work, holistic work for people. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to come, but if you are, it's going to be a money magnet for you. You're going to become a different person on the other side of these 3 days. And also, this is open to men and women because as a holistic mentor for entrepreneurs, I noticed when one partner does the work and the other partner doesn't do the work, it's a mess. So if you want your partner to come with you or your mother or your team, this is an opportunity for you guys to come and literally cut the cords, cut the tiebacks, the things that hold you down, light a fire inside, and go to your destiny. So Jessie, go ahead and share screen for Clear to SoarCon. Yes, Jessie Ferguson has started screen sharing. Okay, when you go to the link, this is what you're going to see. Clear to Soar Conference. It says August, Atlanta, Georgia. We put this event into pre-sale originally without even the dates, and we already sold a bunch of tickets. So now we do know the dates, and we're going to go ahead and click and take you to the tickets, and we'll show you the vibe. Perfect. Okay, can you go up for me, Jessie? All the way to the top, ski. Okay, so this event is going to take place, and we did put some footage of our previous conferences. We've done ballroom conferences, we've done retreats, we've done a lot of different types of conferences, so you can kind of see the vibe of the different things that we do with our clients. And there's a backstory here that kind of unfolds. This past winter in December, I opened up a virtual option that we called Clear to Soar. It was 15 days virtually with our clients. And I was very clear that we were going to do energetic work, emotional intelligence work, and it actually garnered people from a ton of different faiths. I had a question yesterday where a client said they specifically needed to know whether, the work that we do together is in Jesus' name. And I have to tell you, I attract people from all different faiths, and I make a point that everyone is safe in my environment. So if you're looking for a super strict Christian environment, this is not going to be that. So this is about all people of all faiths accessing their spiritual connection. Some people for the first time, and that's okay. This is about heart and emotional evolution. And after those 15 days, our clients did not stop talking about this event. They still don't stop talking about it. And it was a virtual thing. We have clients, their feedback, their testimonials. I had a client that was in a, like what we now have as a $22,000 mastermind. She said that she got Clear to Soar as part of a $22,000 mastermind. And she said that it was the top notch thing. She said everything was worth it. But if I only could have one thing out of that whole transaction, Clear to Soar changed my life. So you'll see on the landing page just what people have to say about just the virtual option. So our team went ahead and decided to do this live in person. We're going to do a hybrid of a few different programs that we offer virtually. It's some of the work of Clear to Soar, a lot of the work of Iconic, which is emotions and energetics for entrepreneurs and non-entrepreneurs. So what I want you to know is you don't have to be an entrepreneur to come, but it will skyrocket your wealth magnetism. This is for you as a single individual. If you have a team, you want them there. If you have close family members that are into this type of thing, you want to experience with them. Romantic partners, the closest people, you want to bring them and do this with them because it is impossible to go home and try to explain what you just did. So both men and women are invited. It's a 3-day in-person experience, a conference in Atlanta, Georgia on August 11th, 12th, and 13th. That's Clear to Soar. So when you go to the landing page, you're going to see the date and time. We're 117 days out, which is like about 19 or 20 weeks. That puts us in extreme pre-sale still. Now, you may have seen the Westin where I was staying the last few days. I took some time away and I just went and experienced the Westin by myself. We chose one of the most iconic locations in Atlanta proper. It's one of the tallest buildings. If you see the top of this, like where the needle is, right? So the very top of the building has like a sky view restaurant, basically. It's one of the most just iconic, dazzling views of all of Atlanta. Like in the Southeast, this is one of the best views that you will find. And so we're hosting our conference here. I stayed on the 56th floor. The restaurant is like floor 70. And just to go there and wake up and see the sky was worth all the money. Can you imagine stepping away from your life, going to something like this, being 100% all in, being watered in your soul by myself? My husband, Brad, is going to be speaking, being there with your people, your best friends, your partner, doing the deep work and eliminating anything that's holding you back from success beyond capacity. Can you imagine 3 days doing this with this view, leaving everything behind, and who you will be on the other side of that? This is for the alien level people. This is the people who are like, yeah, I'm here for it. Okay. We do have a room block available. So once you book your ticket, you can use our room block as well. It's a limited amount, so you want to move. Okay. Go ahead and scroll down, Jesse. There's a little bit more about what we're going to be doing there. There's more from our clients, how they experience the 15-day, just the virtual option, right? You're going to see some of the work that we'll be doing together. And I just want to say, if you have a limit, an upper limit around what you'll allow yourself to do, just trust yourself if you're feeling the nudge to do this. You're going to find out this work aligns with a lot of different faiths. It's incredible. Go ahead and scroll down, my love. Okay, so Clear to Soar, there's a couple different ticket options for you. First of all, we're about 20 weeks out, so we're still in extreme pre-sale. And so there's 2 different ticket categories that you'll see. The first ticket category that you're going to see is the VIP ticket. The VIP ticket is really something. It gives you priority seating in the front of the room. So go ahead and pause there for me, Jesse. Okay, so you're going to see the VIP admission ticket, and these are very limited. They're already 10% sold out, I believe. We only have a certain amount of them that we're going to sell because they include some different things. Number one, it gives you priority seating in the front of the room, and it's a different type of like seating option, basically. So front row seating, Okay. Reserved seating for you is number one. Two, there's an element of swag. So we really like to pamper our VIPs. And so you'll have a different set of like, swag material, swag bag. If you've ever been to one of my retreats, you understand our swag is insane. Okay. But the other piece of this is there's going to be 2 sessions on each day, and there's going to be a generous like lunch and break in the middle. With the VIP ticket, you're going to do lunch with myself, my husband, our executive team, my family. And that's why this seating is limited, right? So we're going to do a private luncheon with those people. So if that type of conversation really appeals to you and you actually want a different level of access than just like watching the stage, you want to get the VIP ticket. So that's the VIP admission. That's still an extreme pre-sale, as is the general admission. So to the right, you're also going to see general admission ticket. I'm sorry, just below the general admission ticket. So the 3-day live event paid in full for general admission is $599. And again, this is still in pre-sale. Here's the thing with all of the tickets though. They're in pre-sale right now, and every single Friday, the price goes up. So if you are that type of person that's like, I'm going to wait on it, I'm just going to see, I don't quite know yet, just please know that because we're in pre-sale, these tickets are going to go up by about $25 a week between now and the live event. So that means what you see is a general admission ticket right now at $599. If you come back in a month, it's going to be like $700. So if it's on your mind to do it, here's the vibe. On the right-hand side, you can see payment plan options. So Jesse, can you show me payment plan for both? There's a payment plan for VIP and there's a payment plan for general admission. So if you want to lock in a price or close to a price, right, and not have it become more and more and more expensive, you can do the payment plan option just to like secure it in. And that way it's like a monthly payment option that adds up to the ticket price. We always, whenever there's a payment plan, it's more expensive than just paying in full. And that's why under the pay in fulls, you're going to see like you save $86 if you pay in full now. With a general admission ticket, you save $197 if you pay in full now. But either way, you can secure a ticket with a payment plan before things sell out. So Jesse, go ahead and take us down to the final ticket tier. This is a freaking vibe. Okay. We also put together a couple's general admission ticket. And to be very clear, I am like so okay with you not being married to your romantic partner. So I've gone to events in the past where you couldn't get the couples rate if you weren't married. It was so interesting. It was like pressure to marry your partner or something like that. But no, like if you have a romantic partner and you want to buy a couples ticket with your romantic partner, there is a couples admission ticket. So I think you save about $100 or something like that, instead of buying your ticket separate. So that is an option for you. Jesse, go ahead and scroll down for me. The final thing that I want to say in the little take note section is basically bring your people. Okay. Even if your partner, your business partner, your mother, your person isn't fully into this work, just invite them, bring them, because you will want them to know what you're doing. I know not all of our men and not all of our mothers are into this stuff, but there's so much healing and breakthrough that happens in a room like this. It is mind, body, soul transformation. Okay. You don't want to shift at this level and then come home and try and explain it to your whole team, your partner, your family, your mother. They're going to be like, what the fuck did you go to? Like, what are you talking about? Bring them with you. Even if you just ask them to come and hold space for you and witness what you're doing, bring them. Okay. So more of what our clients are saying. Jesse, go ahead and close out the screen share for me. What I want to say about Clear to Soar. Oh my gosh, you're wearing your kimono right now. Raven said the swag is the best. Yeah, it's 117 days out, right? So I've been getting notes even this morning from clients they've got their ticket. It's been weird. Most people are buying the VIP at this point, which I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. It's cool. Most people are buying the VIP at this point, and they're booking their hotels and getting the hotel rate and things like that. But what I want to say is this is so open to men, to women, to couples, to entrepreneurs, to non-entrepreneurs. This is about unfolding the soul and becoming all that you are destined to be. As more details come out, the price is going to go up. I will not be the only speaker. My husband will be speaking. We have some guest experts speaking. They're going to do a Q&A panel for you. I'm going to pull in resources from my industry that have really been key components and pieces. This is going to be an unforgettable event. And to me, it's the crown jewel of my summer. I have no idea who I'm going to see in the room, but I know that this is going to be something that we look back on and be like, that freaking changed people's lives. And so it's a full yes for me. So that's my first invitation for you. The second place that I want to show you that doesn't get a ton of views in my world because it's a higher ticket space and it's a more like behind the scenes thing is like, if you like the training that I did the last few days here publicly, I want you to know I do way more in-depth training every single Wednesday of my life and most Fridays. It's just behind the scenes in paid places, and it takes up a lot of our bandwidth as a brand. And so I don't really showcase it a lot because it's for the people who are in it. But I want to pull back the curtain on our premier space called Locked and Loaded. So Jesse, go ahead if you don't mind and do a screen share. I want to introduce you guys into the XMH Empire Vault and give you a tour. If you're down for it, can you write tour in the comments section? Okay. So when you're inside of the XMH Vault, I want to show you 3 different spaces that are some of the most robust and inundated places that our clients hang out. So let's go first inside of Locked and Loaded. This is our 12-month mastermind for entrepreneurs. This is a 12-month success incubator for entrepreneurs. There are people in there who are making their first 100K. There are people in there that are already making $250,000 and $500,000 a year. There's a really broad range in there. I am not afraid of beginner energy. So if you're new to the entrepreneurial space, I got your back. And if you're pretty robust already, I can also help you refine. So go ahead and click view course for me, Jesse. You guys are really getting the tour today. Okay. So when you join Locked and Loaded, we call it the All Access Pass because all year round, I train every Wednesday. And so immediately when you join, this is the stuff that's in your vault. So you've got a welcome call for Locked and Loaded that actually introduces you into the mastermind and tells you how to navigate it and what to expect. We also kicked off the year with bonuses. So the people who walked into Locked and Loaded this January already had 3 emotional intelligence programs. So you'll see at the top where it says Rev, Chill 3.0, and Iconic. These are my most top selling signature programs. I host them every single year, and they are emotional intelligence work. It helps your marriage. It helps your relationships. It helps building team. It helps with client interaction, and it helps you to navigate your own emotions as an entrepreneur. I used to teach this just at the end of the year, and a lot of my clients who were in the mastermind all year long, they made these comments where they said, Christina, you should be doing this first. Like, this is the baseline that entrepreneurs need so that they can handle everything that comes at them in terms of the sensations in the body. So we immediately this year, when our January members joined, we dropped them in with Rev, Chill, and Iconic. It's about, let's see, $2,500 in content just right there. On top of that, we put in the Clear to Soar content from December. So that was a 15-day journey. If you're someone who knows that you've got some clearing work and you don't want to wait till summer, you immediately get it right there. Next up is bonuses. We show our clients a lot of the technical things in business, like how to accept payments on places like PayPal and Stripe. Kind of an out there name, but you'll find I have a very dirty sense of humor. So we have a program called Money Shot, and it's about DIY branding. So you'll notice all of the branding that's like our cover photos. I shouldn't say all, I would say 95% of the branding that's out there, I do it. So I like graphic design. I love creating branding. And so I showed my clients how to create their own branding. So there's a mini course on that. We've got photo op next up, and this is just bonus content. This isn't even like the paid content, which is insane. Okay. So then we've got photo op, where if you are developing a personal brand, the images that you use, they really matter. And so a lot of people, they go into entrepreneurship and they're like, I got to do a photo shoot, right? But as someone who was a celebrity makeup artist for years, I have a really unique lens on preparing for a photo shoot. There's a creative direction component. There's emotional work on the front end so that you come across on camera the way that you want to be perceived for your brand. So this is a whole program on mindset, emotional intelligence, and the tactical prep for doing a branding shoot. Go ahead, Jesse, what's up next? If we scroll down a little bit from there, we get into the actual 2023 content. So within our mastermind, every single week, there's a training all year round. So if you join right now, you get this whole bank. Plus, if you want to go back and start with what we teach in sequence with January, it's a really cool way to learn. So I start January with showing my clients how I plan for a year of success. I literally show from start to finish how I navigate time management for a year, how I plan my courses, my content, my deliverables, my quiet time, everything. Ooh, somebody just bought something. Thank you. Fuck yes, more, please. Okay, so that's just basics in business. Next up is one of the most intense, robust, earth-shattering, mind-blowing, kick-ass programs on the internet. It's called Internet Icons, and this is how to grow your audience. In my opinion, there are people who they just got ahead of themselves and they forgot to do this step, and it's the missing point in their whole business model. And so I show our clients how to take people from viewers to buyers. Next up in the year is what we call a life class. So you'll notice that it goes like 90-minute class and then a 6-week deep dive. So prequel is a 90-minute class. Then it's followed by Internet Icons, which is a 6-week deep dive. Next up, we have Profits, which is a 90-minute life class. And this is understanding just basic profitability in business. Listen, you guys, I fucked this up royally. My first 4 years in business, I did not understand how to price for profit. I worked as a CEO for free for 4 years because I didn't understand this. And I didn't have a mentor to just be like, hey, show me your books, what's going on. A lot of people don't start with this in mind. Our clients this year were like, I don't have that problem because I've been with you since the start. And I'm like, God bless America, lucky you. That's amazing. This is the point of why I do what I do. So those are the first 3 courses. Jesse, go ahead and drop us into page 2. So this is what we've done so far in Q1. We're just wrapping up a program called Offer to Launch. So I teach my clients a sequence to build a 6-figure plus revenue increase in their brand, no matter where they're starting, whether they're a beginner, whether they're at $250,000 or $500,000. I'm teaching you how to get another 100K or more in your business. So once you understand time management and planning, you understand how to build an audience, you got profitability dialed in, it's time to create offers and launch them. So Offer to Launch is a 6-week deep dive where I helped our clients to understand how to create all different types of offers for all different types of business models and then launch them organically online. Now, this is how much we've done already in 2023. When you join our mastermind, you get these immediately upon joining. So you can watch them on demand, tap in, tap out, whatever you need to do. What's coming up for the rest of the year is our sequence. So I teach entrepreneurs in a sequence. What's coming up next this Wednesday, we've got Dripping Wet Reclamation. And this is both mindset, body, soul, somatic work, everything to release your voice. This is the basis before you ever learn copywriting. This is coming up Wednesday. Right after that, we go into the rest of the year. We've got Dripping Wet Copy dropping in May, which is a 6-week deep dive on connective copywriting that connects you with your audience. It makes their heart pound. It makes them want to come back and read your stuff. It makes them feel like, like I don't read long posts, but I read her long posts. Okay. So we're going to teach you copywriting for sales that connects you with people. Right after that, I teach one of the most unforgettable sales programs you will ever have in your life. If you're into sales, if you sell anything, you need this course. It's called Consensual Sales and Permission to Sell. It's the literal, like, most intimate, multi-million-dollar sales model. It normalizes selling for you. And to me, it's one of the sexiest things that I teach, and you will never forget it. The way that I teach sales, my clients are like, I have never heard it like this, and they never forget it, and it freaking works. This is why I'm now having clients that are like, people love my stuff. They're getting $100,000 years. They're getting more than $100,000 in sales. A client just had $100,000 in a day because they understand communication and sales. Okay. Right after that is a crown jewel of the year. In August, I teach something called the $1 Million Mentor. Now, there's a lot of coaches out there, but they don't teach you how to coach. They teach you how to sell. They teach you how to do branding, but they don't teach you what it takes to be a $1 million mentor. So we have $1 Million Mentor and Dream Coach coming up, and there is a certification option at the end of Dream Coach. And what I want to say is the coaching industry isn't regulated. You do not need a certification to coach people whatsoever. I never had one until maybe like March of this year. I was never certified. I just knew that I have intellectual property and I would consult for people and teach. I never was certified. So I made my first million not being certified, but there's just something to be said when you have a certificate and you can say, like, I've done a program on this. It just changes you. So at the end of Dream Coach, where it's a 6-week deep dive into your power, your love, your impact, your happiness, and your etiquette as a dream coach, there is a certification option at the end. So it's one of the crown jewels of the year. Our clients love it. The back half of the year where it says coming soon, the branding hasn't been released on these, but we take people through a leadership program, then how to scale what they've already built for the year with Sell, Stack, and Scale. We have a mindset program towards the end of the year, as well as we round the year out with a round of Iconic. So this is all what's included. Our team told me today that they went ahead and they added up the value of all the content that's here. And it was over $30,000 in courses. So what I want to say is if you're interested in joining our mastermind, or you're interested in buying some of these, but not all of these, when you add it all up, everything that's inside of Locked and Loaded, it's $30,000 in courses. And this is what's behind the curtain. Jesse, can you go back for me to like page 2? There you go. Can you click on offer to launch? Now, with each of these courses, you can see that there's multiple modules you can watch on demand. There's live Q&A. The live Q&As, I coach our clients like crazy. Okay. So if you're part of our world, even if you do one single course, this is the type of value that's in one of our deep dives. So to say that this is $30,000 in content, that's not a overestimate. It's truly $30,000 in content when you join. Jesse, go ahead and take us back to that main page. So for Locked and Loaded as an option behind the curtain in our world, Locked and Loaded as an option. Can you take me back to the one that's got 7-Figure Secrets, Locked and Loaded, and the Sisterhood? Locked and loaded as an option, that space, it's a year-long option for you. It's a strict 12-month commitment. It's a mastermind. And when you pay in full for it, it's $22K. So just in courses, it's $30,000 in value. The mastermind component, which means I'm in there every single week. Every Wednesday, I go and I do a touch point with all the clients who desire feedback and just some TLC. I do a whole day mastermind call every single month where clients are in and out all day long getting laser coached on their brands. Just the mastermind component on its own is valued over $20K. The coursework on top of it, $30K. So this is truly a $50,000 experience. And many of my peers sell this experience for $50,000 to $100,000. Locked and Loaded is currently $22K for the year paid in full. And there's a payment plan option for it that drops it to $2,222 per month. So if you've been looking for a high-level mastermind and you've been really searching and comparing different masterminds and you just wondered like what's behind the curtain, this is what's behind the curtain in ours. There's a mastermind chat that rolls 365 days a year. You have community support. Myself and my team are in there every week. So this is what's behind the scenes in our world. I will say Locked and Loaded as a mastermind is only welcome to women. But if you're a guy and you're watching all this and you want it, you can buy just the course pass for $11K as well. So just reach out to my team for either option that you want. Now, if you're someone who's like, I like it all, but I just want to make sure, I'm going to show you another option. Jesse, go ahead and click on 7-Figure Secrets for me. So whereas Locked and Loaded, it's $2,222 per month for a strict 12 months. If you're like, I just want to come in and test the waters, this is where I would send you if you're an entrepreneur. Men and women are welcome in this space. It's called 7-Figure Secrets, the annual pass. This started in October last year. So immediately when you join, you have access to the vaults. Now the vault is going to show you, this is, to me, this is like Locked and Loaded Junior. Every single month I do a workshop for about 2 hours with our clients, anybody who shows up, and I teach them something that we're doing in real time to go from 7 to 8 figures. And this is focused on business. So if you join 7-Figure Secrets as like, just this is the thing that you want to do right now, or this feels like the level you want to be at, you can expect to learn something that's a 7-figure strategy in real time for my brand. This is, I talk about how I grew my group. I've done over 7 figures in sales from Facebook groups, creating things like secret offers, building a sustainable business, celebrating inner child work, recurring revenue. You've heard this is a big buzzword in the industry right now, how to have recurring revenue. I teach that. Hosting profitable events. This is all immediately in your vault. Plus we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we've got 5 or 6 more still coming for the year, where it's going to be a 2-hour workshop that I not only show up, oh my God, through December. I freaking love it. Okay. So we've got the year where I'm coaching live. I show up and I teach, and then I laser coach because it's a workshop. So you have immediate access to a vault, plus you have the opportunity to come in and get laser coached by me and find out if it's the right vibe for you. So if you're thinking about Locked and Loaded and you're like, I don't quite know for sure, drop yourself into 7-Figure Secrets. Men and women are welcome here. Jesse, go ahead and drop me back to that main page, and I'm going to show you guys the final space that I would recommend. Now, you know that I speak on equitable pricing. So obviously I'm going to do free courses like what you guys saw the last couple of days. I do this every month, and it just is what it is. I don't know that I'll ever stop doing free content, but with 7-Figure Secrets, Jesse, can you tell me in the chat, or will you text it to me? Whereas Locked and Loaded is over $2,000 a month, 7-Figure Secrets, I want to say, is like $177 a month. It's a very low risk investment for the type of content that it is. And in terms of equitable pricing, you've got free, which is where we are right now. And then you have the next tier, which is pretty viable, 177 a month, not freaking bad. Okay. So moving on from there, Seven Figure Secrets is for entrepreneurs. We're going to go into the very lower sector of this page into the 2023 sisterhood. And I'm going to show you one more option. And Jesse, can you tell me price range on the sisterhood right now? Oh my God. I just saw your note, Jesse. Jesse's texting me. We just crossed $300,000 for the year, guys. I get to bonus my team today. I love it. Teamwork makes the dream work. Ooh, I just bumped my computer. Okay, so the last option that I want to show you, it's called the sisterhood. And again, this is a micro offer. So similar to Seven Figure Secrets, sisterhood is also a micro offer membership. It's like it's under $200 a month. I want to say it's again like, I wish I knew the prices off the top of my head. It's under $200 a month. I personally am in a very similar program, and I paid $5,000 for the year. So to tell you that the value of this space is next level, I can't even. Paid in full option for this is like $555 for the year. So it's 1/10 of what I paid to be in something very similar, kind of a vibe. But we wanted to make it inclusive. So the sisterhood, it's a membership. It's focused on embodying 10 soul and energy practices that are usually reserved for my most successful clients. And the monthly drops in this space, they include virtual gatherings on Zoom. We do guided meditations. I teach a lot on just different sectors of what I call the 10 tenets of energetics. We do somatic work. We just do a lot of things behind the scenes. And because we meet virtually every month, you have the option to drop in on a Zoom and meet other people like you. When I say it's a sisterhood, literally you will meet people in there who think like you, who are healing like you, who are open like you, who are vulnerable like you. And it's a freaking sisterhood. If you're in the sisterhood, say something in the comments. It's a vibe. There's probably like 80 people in there right now. Okay, so we're going to scroll down and I'll show you what's under the hood in the sisterhood. Remember when I said that in December, we did Clear to Soar for 15 days, the virtual event? Clear to Soar is included for you, the virtual version of it from December last year. All the modules are included for you when you join the sisterhood. It's automatically in your vault. Automatically in your vault. Jesse, go ahead and click on Clear to Soar. I kind of want to show them what that looks like. We did a 15-day experience with just activations, some breath work, some like body work, some emotional intelligence work, just guided meditations. It was a whole situation, and all the modules are there for you. People are joining this right now and freaking loving it. Now, you don't have to do it in any specific order. If you want to join the sisterhood and jump immediately into Clear to Soar content, you can. You can skip it until you're ready for it, and you can jump straight into the sisterhood content. But just know you get this content as a bonus when you join the sisterhood. Once you're in for the sisterhood, you have both libraries. You have the Clear to Soar library vault, and then you also have all of the meetings of the sisterhood for 2023. So you get replay access for everything that we've done so far this year. So sisterhood work, embodiment practices, the whole shenanigans, you can replay these as many times as your little heart desires, and you'll keep access to all upcoming conversations for 2023. And the sisterhood, I want to say there's like 80 women in it right now. I see it being over 100. So we're just going to keep on talking about it until the day is long. So if you don't mind, give Jesse a thank you in the comments. Jesse, you can go ahead and close that screen share. If you don't mind, Jesse, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that's true. So Jesse said lots of mom-daughter duos and sisters that joined the sisterhood. So this is true. People like join and then they bring in their mom. or they bring in their daughter, or they bring in their sister, which is insane. So, all right, I'm getting the low battery sign on my MacBook, so I'm going to cut out pretty quick here. But what I want to say is, if you're thinking about joining any of the spaces, I train every week somewhere. And so the sooner you make a move, the better. If you're thinking about Locked and Loaded and you've been looking for a mastermind opportunity to join, just trust your gut on this one. Reach out to my team today to get options, whether it's a payment plan option, whether it's a pay in full, whatever your little heart desires. If you want to come to the retreat too, just say something to my team, because our next VIP day, which runs literally all day, you can tap in, tap out. You can join as much as you want. You can listen to it on replay. It's this Tuesday. Like, you want to join a business mastermind and hit the ground running and get near immediate access to me, our VIP day is Tuesday. If something like this is calling you, reach out to my team and ask for the options and take your spot. I'm so ready to rise with more people. In Locked and Loaded, I want to see more sisters in there doing the things to unfold their soul and create wealth over the next year with me. If you're a guy and you want access to this, reach out to my team. You can buy the course pass. You're absolutely welcome in our courses. If there was a course that you saw and you're like, damn, I just want that, you can reach out to my team and say, like, I want to buy that course. I saw that course that she showed. I want internet icons. I want this. I want that. Reach out to my team and tell them what you want. And just follow your heart. Follow the divine nudge. There's a reason that you want what you want. When you feel a whisper to do something, when you feel the nudge, when you feel the push, when you feel the pull, I want you to step into self-trust. I want you to start trusting your own intuition, trust your own gut, stop outsourcing your power to people who tell you how you should eat, sleep, think, act, behave, dress, live. Follow the freaking nudge. So you can message myself, you can message my team, you can hit us on email, xmhbeauty@gmail.com. You can message my Instagram, you can message my Facebook, but just make a move. Ask any questions that you got about anything that you saw today, and pull your seat up at the proverbial table. Let's change the world. And with that, I want to thank you so much for being live with us. I'm going to plug in my computer. Jesse, can you pull up the wheel so we can draw some names? Let me plug in the MacBook, because we got a drawing to do, damn it. Let's see, let's plug her in. Ta-da! Please, God, let the MacBook not die. Okay, the first, by the way, Jesse, can you show the names? Everybody who shared the graphic for this masterclass, everyone who tagged a friend, all the entries, they go in this wheel, okay? So this is such a vibe. Jesse, go ahead and do the wheel spin. The first thing that I'm going to draw for, we're going to draw a money cup. This tumbler was made by Jessie in terms of, like, she designed it. Her cousin is the maker. So, you know, I love paying other women who are in business, other female entrepreneurs. So we ordered like 50 of these, the money tumbler. The new version of it says, I'm a certified cash magnet. So it's a talking piece for your brand. People can ask you what that means and you can tell them about your life. Pretty cool. So the first winner that we're going to pull is getting the cash tumbler. Go ahead, Jesse. Wheel of names. Give it a spin. Deanna Webster is our winner. Congratulations. You got the shiny cash tumbler. Congratulations. I love it. Okay. The next winner that we're going to draw, send vibes, send vibes. Let's pull someone for the happy, healthy, wealthy hat. And by the way, if you're not a hat wearer and you prefer to get the tumbler, or vice versa, you can tell us, okay? Just tell the team. If you won the tumbler and you want the hat, you can swap. Just tell the team. Okay, let's pull another name. I freaking love this thing. I saw this from one of my peers in the industry. She did this on her draw, and I was like, wow, this is the best thing ever. Who is it? Dr. Lauren in the house. That's my naturopath, by the way, and she's a locked and loaded client. I freaking love her. Congratulations, Dr. Lauren. You won. You won. You won. You won. Okay. The next person who wins, this is a vibe. Are you guys ready for this? The next person, I'm gonna give away something insane because we took a big risk doing this live. Okay. I literally feel like I've been reborn doing this masterclass public across the board for so many people. And it was a big risk for me, a very big, bold edge. And it was really edgy of you guys to share it because you didn't necessarily know exactly what I was going to say. So to reward you guys for just your bravery and your knowingness and your love and all the things, I'm gonna give away $555 cash. Meaning, if your name comes up, I'm going to PayPal you $555. And hopefully the next time I do a masterclass, you guys will be like, fuck yes, I'm sharing because I want that 555. Okay. So go ahead and spin the wheel. This is exciting. Super exciting. Let's see who wins. What? Oh, 10. Tennille got 555. Okay, listen, Tennille. Send me your PayPal or etc. However if you're a PayPaler, if you're a striper, whatever you are, send me your PayPal address and my team, and I will get you your 555. Holy shit. You won the lottery. Awesome, Jesse. Go ahead and close out screen share for me. Thank you, Jesse, so much for being live with me today. That's a big old vibe. Just damn. Damn. Woo! Thank you guys so much. Awesome. This has been good. I appreciate you. I love you. If there's someone who you think needs to see day 1 or day 2, if there's someone who you think should be in my world, share this content with them, share the information. And my hope for you is that you walk away changed. I hope that it's planted a seed in your heart to be part of Clear to Soar conference this summer. I hope that it's on your vision board. I hope that you dream about it when you sleep at night and that you get yourself a seat at the table, proverbially, in my world. I love you guys. Have the best weekend. And I just want to shout out to my incredible team. Thank you so much, Jesse, for being here and doing the screen share. Thank you for the tour of the XMH Empire offers that we were talking about. I want to thank you, Raven. Thank you so much for the setup of so many of the pages and the ops direction. I want to thank you, Brad, my husband, for all the endless support. I want to thank our manager, Supreme, Linda. God, I freaking love my team. I have the best people in the world around me. I just want to say thank you to all of our friends, our clients, everyone who shared this. It means the world. It means the world. And if you're new to our planet, welcome to Alien Land. Okay, on that note.